Hello, welcome once again to UK Scrap Addicts. Maria here with you today, and we're focusing on our mood board today. Especially in this particular image within the mood board, I was really drawn into it because of the different colors and like droplets falling down from a cloud, and I really like that image. So I'm trying to not copy it because it's not really the same, but I have taken inspiration from it, and what I'm going to be doing is cutting some heart shapes with my punch. I'm choosing texture cardstock, which I have had this pack for like probably 6-7 years, and I'm still going through it. So it goes to show sometimes your old stock is still relevant. And I have chosen lots of different shades of different colors. I'm not gonna be doing a rainbow per se, but I will be doing something similar. So I have cut all my shapes, and now I'm just arranging them. I at this moment I still don't know exactly what I want to do. I thought I could do kind of like a rainbow, but it didn't work out in the end, so I decided to completely change the design. So rather than doing it horizontally like I was doing then, I changed to a vertical design, which actually suits more the image in the mood board, because as you remember, the droplets were falling vertically, so now the hearts are also following a more vertical design. I realized there that I'm missing one extra heart to make it look like I wanted. So I had to cut an extra heart in a different shade of green, because I wasn't sure. I didn't want to repeat the same green again, and I didn't want to get a different color again. So I thought a different shade of green was the best thing. I'm using glue dots. I've never used glue dots before in scrapbooking, and these ones were very generously donated by All Things Sticky, who, by the way, are also offering a 30% code. Sorry, a code for 30% off your first order. Just add addict30 at the end on your checkout, and very generous discount. So thank you very much, All Things Sticky. And what I did, I added just a glue dot on the side of the heart, because I will be stitching through the hearts a bit later on. So I didn't want to have a glue dot on the center of the heart, so I just added one glue dot to the side, and it worked beautifully because the glue dots were quite strong, so they held the hearts in place, which is exactly what I needed. As you can see, I've also added some splatters with white. It is acrylic paint diluted with a bit of water. It's a little trick I learned from Paige Evans. So because if you use watercolor, the watercolor will eventually just turn into nothing. You won't see the white watercolor, but with if you add paint, acrylic paint, it will show much better. I'm using a couple of papers from Pink Paisley collection, which was reduced at Hobbycraft this month, so bonus. And now I'm gonna be doing the holes for my stitching. I'm just using a ruler and measuring 1 centimeter gaps between the holes, and I find I like the stitches. If they're too close together, first it takes much longer, and secondly it looks a bit too busy. I quite like when the stitches are 1 centimeter apart. So as you can see, I'm not wearing my t-shirt anymore. I got hot with all this with all making the holes and the stitching, so I've taken my t-shirt off, and I won't bore you with the stitching, so I've fast forwarded, and I'm almost done. I did have a couple of problems because the hearts weren't fully stuck to the page, as I just said earlier. So when putting the needle through, sometimes I had to be careful because it would go through the white cardstock but not through the heart, but nothing important really. And my layout is almost done, you know. I'm gonna do my title now. I originally wanted to call it Sweet Child of Mine, like the song, but you will see that when I start putting my title down, I really didn't have that much space, especially with these stickers that I chose, which are quite wide. And I'm not too bothered about it. I still think Sweet Child is a lovely title, and I really like these stickers, so no problem about that. I will be printing now some my journaling, because I'm so far I'm loving this layout, so I didn't really want to spoil it with my handwriting. So I decided to print the journaling instead. It's a very short journaling, so it will fit right there on the right hand side of the photo. And then I add the date with the date stamp. I had a bit of a problem with the date stamp. It wasn't the 3 in the day of the week wasn't stamping very well, so I had to try many times in a scrap piece of paper until I really knew how hard to push without really ruining the ink in the paper. But I managed to do it eventually, and so yeah, I don't do much more apart from that. So thank you guys for watching, and see you very soon in another video. Cheers.